Bonjour. France. The first words that come to mind may be pain, the Eiffel Tower, fromage, or even handlebar mustaches. Although France has become more world known for its gourmet foods and beautiful landmarks today, the European country wasn't always a tourist's journey. As a matter of fact, there was a period of time where living in France might have been a nightmare. Let's bring it over to our historian.
Let's set the scene. It's May of 1789, and France has been split into three major societal classes, known as the Three Estates: the clergy, the nobility, and the common people, which represented 97% of the population. Common people were generally in lower economic classes. Despite being in poverty, they faced heavy taxation and often had to face the increasing prices of food. France was on the brink of bankruptcy due to the involvement in the American Revolution, and King Louis XVI's extravagant spendings would ultimately be the introduction into the French Revolution. Not only this, they were also given less political power and were excluded from anything related to the government. The clergy and the nobility held political and economic advantages over the common people. They faced little to none taxation and had sustainable living conditions. To King Louis XVI, they were just more viable.
The Estate General was summoned in order to deal with France's financial problems. The Estate General consisted of representatives of the First, Second, and Third Estates. The Third Estate quickly realized that any attempt at economic reform would be outvoted by the two upper estates. The Third Estate believed that since they were 97% of the population, they could form their own government, laws, and run the country. The National Assembly consisted of the most educated members of the Third Estate and a lawyer named Maximilien Robespierre. The National Assembly would continue to fight until the king gave in to their demands for equality and economic reform.
During this time period, France was ruled by King Louis XVI under an absolute monarchy, which meant he held complete authority in government and control over the country's people. Crowned at the age of 19, Louis was easily manipulated by those around him and lacked self-confidence. Throughout his reign, France was in financial ruin, and by 1788, 55% of government spending went into loans. Taxes throughout France were inconsistent, and people were taxed at various rates. The massive amount of money owed led to increased taxes, which was met with resistance.
The king decided to call the military to take position around Paris to suppress riots and uprisings due to food shortages. Fearing an attack by the French military, the people of France began to arm themselves. On July 14, 1789, the people stormed the Bastille to arm themselves with rifles. Fear continued to spread throughout France.
Are you a revolutionist who wants equality and punishment? Look no further than Chop Chop 2024, otherwise known as the guillotine. Invented by Joseph Guillotine, the guillotine is designed to efficiently and fairly execute criminals and traitors no matter their societal class. Beneficially, the beheading process is very quick, usually lasting half a second. Doing some quick math, that is 100 people dead per minute. Efficiency at its finest.
To use this invention, place your decided victim on the bench face down with their neck between the uprights. After that, let the blade fall and the victim is no more. And just like that, we have a beheaded, dead victim in half a second. Make sure you guys pick up the guillotine right now. No more inhuman hanging, drawing, and quartering. The guillotine is now here and is the future of execution. With express and free shipping on orders Monday through Friday, your guillotine will be delivered right at your doorstep within only 5 days. That is efficient delivery. In 1791, King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette attempted to flee France but were caught outside Varennes by the National Guard. They were forced to return to Paris where they were considered traitors and were imprisoned. 2 years later, King Louis XVI was executed on January 21st, 1793, via the guillotine due to his lack of commitment to France and its revolution. King Louis XVI's death occurred during the Reign of Terror. The Reign of Terror was a period of time during the French Revolution when there were explicit and numerous executions for minor offenses. During this time of the Revolution, there were many public executions using the guillotine. The death of King Louis XVI would be the introduction to a new era for France. Following the Reign of Terror and 2 years after his death, a new form of government was implemented, the Directory. This form of government would stand for 4 years, from 1795 to 1799. The Directory was composed of 5 members while renewing a member every year to preserve power.
This next segment is called the mystery document. Here's how it works. I will be presented with an excerpt from a document. If I get it right, I will live to see another day. But if I lose, I will be blindfolded and smacked around. What? I'm ready. Men are born and remain free and equal in rights. Conservation of natural and prescriptible rights of man. So, is this the Declaration of Independence?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Wrong! This is the Declaration of the Rights of Man.
In August 1789, the National Assembly passed the Declaration of Rights of Man. The document granted equality and equal rights to all male citizens. 2 years later, the Declaration of Rights of Women and Female Citizens were passed, which also gave women full equality and equal rights. These rights include liberty, property, security, and resistance to oppression. During the French Revolution, the rights of man and women were not 100% acclaimed. However, after the revolution, both men and women rights were preserved and justified due to 2 important declarations. 1, the Declaration of Rights of Man, and 2, the Declaration of Rights of Women and Female Citizens.
Now to answer the big question. Was the French Revolution revolutionary? In many ways, yes. The Third Estate did not have the same economic status and political power as the 2 upper estates. King Louis XVI's ineffective leadership and indecision ability led to the Third Estate to form a new entire government, the National Assembly. Subsequently, the Declaration of Rights of Man and Declaration of Rights of Women and Female Citizens were passed and published, paving the way for equality. The people of France pushed for equal and economic reforms. They took matter into their own hands due to the king's inability to make changes. The introduction of the guillotine also brought equality, bringing an innovative method of execution that was used until 1977. Initially, the French Revolution was controversial, but later on, it was used to implement positive changes in French society and politics.